You are watching the royal procession here at Royal Ascot.
Okay, so Royal Ascot 2025 was supposed to be your usual high society royal event. You know, horses, hats, royals waving from carriages, cameras flashing, and everyone trying to spot who wore what better. It was business as usual, because right in the middle of all that, something happened that no one was expecting. The Duchess of Gloucester, who usually keeps things pretty low-key, stood up in the royal enclosure and made a very personal, very unexpected announcement. She named Princess Catherine as the official inheritor of Queen Elizabeth's public house, beloved Appleton House. Now, Appleton House isn't just a pretty country home. We'll get to that in a minute. But here's the key thing. This wasn't just about giving Catherine a nice piece of land. The way it was done, where it was done, and who made the announcement, it felt like more than a property handoff. It felt like a passing of the torch, a sign that Catherine's role in the royal family is quietly shifting into something much bigger. And guess what? The whole room froze. King Charles was there, Camilla, Anne, William, Catherine herself. And yet it was the Duchess of Gloucester, Queen Elizabeth's long-trusted friend, who stood up and said, in so many words, "Catherine is the one," and trust me, jaws hit the floor. Because nobody saw this coming. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, okay, but what's the big deal about this house? Let me explain. Because Appleton House isn't just some fancy royal estate hidden in the countryside. This place meant everything to Queen Elizabeth II. Appleton House is in Norfolk, and it was one of the Queen's most personal spaces. It wasn't part of the main palace circuit like Balmoral or Windsor. This is where she bred her horses, spent holidays, and really just escaped from all the royal pressure. If there was one place where the Queen could truly be herself with her dogs, her horses, and her family, it was Appleton. And we're not guessing here, this isn't tabloid fluff. There are actual photos over the years, Queen Elizabeth in her classic headscarf and boots, walking through the stables smiling with her horses. Not staged stuff, these were real moments where she looked completely at peace. Even after all her official duties, all the events, all the stress, she always made time to return to Appleton. This estate was also a big part of her equestrian legacy. It wasn't just about riding for fun. She took horse care seriously. The stables there produced several racehorses that actually competed at Ascot and other major events. And this place was filled with memories, family gatherings, teaching her grandchildren how to ride, even just spending quiet weekends reading and walking the grounds. So yeah, when that place gets handed down, it's not just real estate, it's legacy. Now let's be real, some of you are probably wondering, why Catherine though? Why not Charles or Anne or even Zara Tyndall? And that's a fair question. Honestly, on paper, it should have gone to one of them, right? Charles, for starters, is the king. He's been around horses all his life and inherited his mother's love for racing. He even has his own stable of horses and shows up regularly at Royal Ascot. Then there's Princess Anne. She's not just into horses, she's competed in the actual Olympics. That's next level dedication. She's probably the most accomplished horsewoman in the family. And don't forget Zara, she's Anne's daughter and a professional equestrian too. So she won a silver medal in the 2012 Olympics and is super active in the sport. So from the outside, it kind of looks like one of them should have been the obvious choice, right? But here's the twist. This wasn't about titles or medals. According to palace insiders, this was Queen Elizabeth's personal request, something she decided in private, totally separate from the official royal hierarchy. She trusted the Duchess of Gloucester, one of her closest and most loyal friends, to carry it out. And not just any time. The Queen apparently said it had to happen when the timing felt right. The Duchess chose Royal Ascot 2025 because it was the Queen's favorite event. It was where her passion for horses was always front and center. And let's be honest, it made a statement.
the reason why people, come to Royal Ascot, actually to see the King and Queen and other members of the royal family.
So picture this. It's the second day of Royal Ascot. Everyone's dressed to impress. The royal enclosure is buzzing, champagne's flowing, and the usual royal small talk is happening all around. You've got King Charles and Queen Camilla in one section, Catherine and William nearby, other royals mingling, Princess Anne, Zara, Beatrice, all the usual faces. Then, out of nowhere, the Duchess of Gloucester stands up. Now, she's not someone who usually makes a scene. She's known for being quiet, respectful, and very close to the Queen. So when she decides to speak, people pay attention. She starts off with a touching little speech, just talking about how much Queen Elizabeth loved Appleton House, how it was her sanctuary, how she always felt most at peace there, surrounded by her horses and family. Everyone's listening politely. It felt like a tribute. Nothing unusual at first. Then she drops it. She says something like, Her Majesty made it clear that Appleton House is to go to Princess Catherine. Just like that. No build-up, no sugarcoating. That was the Queen's wish. End of story. And here's the thing. It wasn't just a comment. According to royal insiders, the Queen had actually written this out before she passed. A personal letter left with the Duchess. So this wasn't a last-minute decision. This was planned. The Duchess was just following orders, exactly as the Queen wanted. And announcing it at Royal Ascot, the Queen's favorite event of the year, that wasn't a coincidence either. It was chosen carefully, because this wasn't just about Catherine getting a house. It was about signaling something bigger. Now let's talk about the reactions. People who were there said he didn't even flinch at first. You could see it in his eyes. This was a blow. Appleton House was a huge part of his mother's legacy, and now it was going to his daughter-in-law? That's a tough pill to swallow. Camilla, on the other hand, apparently kept it together. But let's be honest, she knows how optics work. Catherine getting this kind of spotlight at such a symbolic event changes things. It puts Catherine at the center in a way that even Charles's coronation didn't. Now, Anne and Zara, that's where it gets even more interesting. Neither of them said anything, but people close to them hinted they were totally caught off guard. Zara especially, she's the Queen's granddaughter, has her own riding career, and has spent years around those stables. Some say she actually assumed she'd end up managing Appleton in the long run, but what made the Queen pick Catherine over her own kids? Okay, so this goes way back. Like way before Catherine was center at royal events. The Queen and Catherine actually spent a lot of time together away from the cameras and not in palaces or big public spaces. We're talking about Appleton House. Quiet countryside, no press, just real conversations. Royal staff have confirmed this. The Queen personally invited Catherine for private visits, not once, not twice, but regularly. They'd ride horses together through the estate grounds, no staff, no formalities, just the two of them. They'd talk about family, about raising kids, about royal responsibilities, and yes, about horses too. These weren't public bonding moments. These were private, honest ones. Now, I know some people might think that sounds like the usual PR spin, but here's the thing. This came from multiple royal reporters over the years, people who were actually around. Even palace insiders said it again and again. The Queen respected how Catherine carried herself. She wasn't chasing attention. She showed up, did the work, and somehow still made it home in time to put her kids to bed. That balance of duty and family, the Queen admired that. She saw someone who wasn't just doing the role, but living it. And that's why those moments at Appleton mattered, because they weren't for show, they were about trust. So in the Queen's eyes, Catherine wasn't just the Princess of Wales, she was the one.
I wanted to take this opportunity to say thank you personally for all the wonderful messages of support and for your understanding whilst I've been recovering from surgery. It has been an incredibly tough couple of months for our entire family, but I've had a fantastic medical team who have taken great care of me, for which I'm so grateful.
Now that she's got Appleton House, Catherine's not just sitting pretty and using it as a weekend getaway. From what's been coming out, she already has plans in motion. She's working closely with Zara Tyndall, which makes total sense. Zara's got the Olympic equestrian background, and the two of them actually get along really well. Together, they're looking to upgrade the stables and bring in more modern, sustainable designs. But it's not just about the horses. Catherine's thinking is bigger. She's planning charity horse shows, events that could bring in money for youth programs, animal welfare, and even mental health work. And there's more. She wants to create summer camps for underprivileged kids, a chance for them to learn to ride, take care of animals, and experience something totally new. And of course, she brings her own kids there too. Prince George, already a solid little rider. Princess Charlotte, she's got that posture, that quiet confidence. Definitely gets that from her mom. And Louis? Well, Louis is Louis. He runs around chasing cats, feeding ponies extra carrots, and just being the wild card. But here's what stands out. She's not trying to turn Appleton into some closed-off royal retreat. She's turning it into something alive, a place that honors the Queen's legacy and opens the gates a little wider for the next generation. She's turning Appleton into more than just a memory. It's a legacy. But this wasn't just about horses. This was about something way deeper. Queen Elizabeth didn't hand Catherine the crown, but she gave her something even more personal, her private space, her sanctuary, the one place where she felt most herself. That says a lot. The way I see it, this was the Queen's way of quietly passing the torch, saying, you get it, you understand what this really means, and that kind of trust, that doesn't come with a title. It comes from time spent together, one-on-one. So what do you think? Did the Queen make the right call giving Appleton to Catherine? Or should it have gone to Charles or Anne? Drop your thoughts in the comments. This is one of those stories where everyone's got an opinion. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next royal twist. Trust me, there's more coming. See y'all in the next video.